that on the computer. Okay, good evening, everyone. This is General Kev from the Bureau HQ, and we've got on board Sergeant Leon, Sergeant Major Deborah, Corporal Buddykins, I'll get them right, I think, and Sergeant Major Meng. Okay, I think I've got that right. Okay, welcome to our Sunday evening community call. And like I said earlier on, guys, this is a basic update. I don't want people to think that we've got any inside information or we're going to bring any miracles to the floor, but I think it's important that we get together as a community. We make sure that everybody understands the situation, that we are here to assist as much as we can. I've got a couple of things to read out here that I want to go through, and then I want to pass it over to Deborah to have a chat with you guys before I show you a video, okay? Because we've got plenty of information that we've been working through that might help you understand what's going on in the background, okay? So to start off with, guys, let me just run through the basic disclaimer that we always do. At the Bureau HQ, we're all about empowering and guiding our community in the vast landscape of the metaverse. However, it's crucial to note that we do not provide financial advice. Our mission is centered about education, community building, and support. But any information shared is for informational purposes only. We encourage our members to conduct thorough research and seek advice from qualified financial professionals when making investment decisions. The metaverse is an exciting and dynamic space, and while we aim to facilitate understanding, the responsibility for financial decisions ultimately rests with each individual. Your journey in the metaverse is uniquely yours, and we're here to provide resources and assistance without stepping into the realm of financial advisory. Okay, guys, so that's the complicated bit out the way. I also want to read through this just to give you a bit of an idea of what we are and what we aren't, okay? Okay, guys, most of you know this anyway, but I want to say it just to put people's mind at rest, okay? Number one, we do not work for Dalversal, okay? We don't work for Dalversal. We're not employed by them. And we don't have any form of inside information, okay? So please do not think that. We don't want anybody to think that we're, backdoor people. We don't have any information that you don't have, okay? We just work as a dedicated group of members that want the best outcome for all other members too, okay? Please do not expect us to perform miracles or pull rabbits out of top hats, as that's not what we do. We simply take the official information that's available and try our very best to present it in small bite-sized pieces so members can understand it much clearer. Now, we believe that is the only way forward in situations like we're facing today. Excuse me, guys. Things are very difficult. Things are extremely complicated regarding the metaverse and the decentralized space, and we're going through big transitions between Web 2 and Web 3 and trying to keep up with it, guys, even for people that are quite technically minded, can be quite a spaghetti junction. So what I want to do now is pass the mic over to Sergeant Major Deborah. Let Deborah give you an update as to what she knows, what she can share with you, and then I'll go through a couple of experiences I want to talk to you about the Streamflow vesting process, and what was the other one? The new version 2 staking opportunity. So over to you, Deborah. You are unmuted, aren't you?
I am unmuted. Right. Unmuted. All right. Thank you so much, General Kev. All right. I am just going to keep things, simple and not lengthy, for the members to, just follow through tonight. But just to keep things, on the flow and so that everybody has the specific enlightenments on what we are sharing tonight. So the last time we checked, everybody was charging accordingly as what we used to in the system. And then we were informed of the announcement for the maintenance schedule, which was supposed to have 1 day of the paused rewards. Okay, but that is where things went wrong, and then we had more days to the paused mode. Okay, so the major delay now is on the technical aspect, actually, as in the engineers are the ones assigned for this developmental programming on the system, which is featuring the DAO-T roadmap, right? And then what we have noticed after the maintenance, we did notice 2 versions that are now featured pertaining the rewards that started 2 days later. So 2 days later, we received the land rewards, although it was complicated to understand, but that was the version 1. And then the version 2 was also noticed, but it will show on people that are already staked on the DAO-T lands, on the new lands. Okay, so when someone opens the V1, it will show the distribution of rewards on the V1, which is the older lands that we have purchased before the maintenance. And then the V2, for most of the people, it's showing no history because they haven't started generating the DAO-T rewards as yet. But just a few members are already seeing the V2 pulling through. And also what has been noted, the V2, which is DAO-T lands, is pulling through midnight. At the time when, that's more or less the time when the TFA available is distributed. That's night. It's midnight of Dubai time. Okay, so the DAO-T land rewards don't come in the morning. They are distributed midnight of the Dubai time, right? So, and then the TFA, it still remains suspended, according to Jonah. Suspension of the TFA does not mean that the TFA is closed. It's a temporary suspension, and Jonah did specify that the reason is being to fit a solution that will be in line with the current new staking model on the DAO-T roadmap. Now, so far, we do not have any specifics as in what those elements of solution could match up to, but they are working on something. Now, of course, it's Jonah and the development team, and also Neo, who's working on this TFA. It's not Jonah only that will make a decision on what the new version will be or what the solution will be in specific. But if they say it has to match with the current staking model. Now, other people might also want to know, what is a current staking model? Although we know that we have lands and we have planets, but the current staking model is now featuring the DAO-T, which is a market stock. It's a token which is featured in the market, as in a public market, in a public chain. And then it features a new version of distribution of the revenue, which is now fitting to the 30% annual percentage rate. That is our new staking model, the APR 30%. So with the TFA that is paused, unfortunately, we have to wait for the final conclusions that they are working on. We are not given an estimate as in if it's 2 weeks or 1 month, but we still have to wait. I'm sure they will update the community in terms of the time frame in specific. At the moment, we were just informed the reason as to why it was put on pause. And then on the illustrations tonight, we will be able to understand the new version of the staking model, as in the difference between the older lands, as in what does it still offer, and then the new version of DAO-T lands, as in what does it offer, as in what is the difference between these two, and how the members can actually navigate between these two in terms of understanding it. And then gracefully, I must say, I see it as a blessing that DAO Vessel did the pre-sale in March. That was now the backup, and it is seen as a backup, as in a long-term backup, because those who have staked are called stakeholders, who are going to be featured into this vesting period, which is for 2 years. And while we are inside the ecosystem on a staking mechanism, the external stream flow, which is featuring the vesting and features the stream flow finance and the vesting, that's also a backup, and people can now decide what they do with their subscribed amounts, which are going to be paid monthly. So we do have, ways to analyze the situation and see what we have as in an abundance, I would say. This older version of the land rewards is still giving us a revenue, of which still needs to be ironed out, and our vessels still need to unpack other elements that are not revealed as yet, because they are still working on the glitches on the system. But everything will be ironed out, and members will understand correctly the calculations that are there, and some additions. Okay, if I say some additions, it is noted on the announcement that we are going to be still receiving the generator on the older lands. That is still needing to be ironed out, as in how the distribution will be working, but that's for the management to unpack that for us. All right. Otherwise, on my side, I will hand over back to General Kev, and we can see more of what he needs to clarify as in on the illustrations that we will be following through. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for that, Deborah. And like I say, this is what we want our members to understand, that there's much more to this than meets the eye. And this is what we want to do. We want to try and, dissect everything and put it in an easy to understand way. Okay, so like Deborah said, the generative rewards are not coming in at the moment, but they are due to. Now, the very, very biggest thing that stands out to me regarding that is, how does anybody expect the TFA to be calculated now on the new system when the new system isn't running correctly yet? And this is the problem that people are maybe overlooking. Okay, so we've got to be aware that the company have got to do this in step-by-step formation. They've got to start at the foundation and get that correct first before they add on the TFA payout, the generative rewards payout. Don't forget, guys, the generative reward was connected to the TFA, even though they said that it was a separate thing. The market rewards and the generative rewards, to some degree, were connected to it because it sped it up a little bit. So, of course, it's created bedlam. It really has, this exchange. Okay, thank you, Deborah, for that. That was a great insight into, your perspective into how things are shaping up. Now, guys, I am going to go through a demo of the new staking model with something that we've all been involved with regarding a spreadsheet and calculation, so that people can understand it a little bit clearer. But before I go on, I'm going to touch on an area that I think members will be appreciative of, okay? Because a lot of members say, well, we can't help this situation. What can we do? We're just waiting upon them. That's not true, guys, and I'll tell you why. Let me just get comfortable. Okay, if you guys remember, in the back office of Dalversal, okay, we had to put our wallet addresses, either Phantom or Soulflare, in our Doughty area. Okay, this is going back a few weeks now, and that was in preparation for us to receive our monthly vesting amounts. Okay, and that was through a company. Oops, just bear with us. I've just lowered my. I want to see where I am. Here we are. That was through a platform called Streamflow. Okay, now, as you guys all know, I always say it from my perspective, and I always speak my heart. In all fairness, in all due respect, I don't think we were given enough information at the time in order to know exactly what to do there. Because initially we was advised to add, I think it was Soulflare first and then Phantom, or the other way round. And that was it. That's all we really heard about that. And then we got to know about BitGet Exchange, where we were able to trade Doughty and USDT when it hit the public market, okay, the public exchange. Now, I'm the first to admit, guys, that I made a mistake, okay? Now, that was nobody's fault. That was, you know, if anybody's, probably mine. Because what I did was, I tried to use logic and think, okay, when our monthly vesting amounts comes, surely it would be better for me if my monthly vesting amount goes direct to the exchange. So if there's a portion of that amount that I want to swap into USDT, I can do it directly and then send whatever I want back to purchase land. Okay, so in my mind, that's what I did. I put in my BitGet wallet address. Okay, now, since the video that Jonah brought out recently regarding Streamflow, it comes to light that it won't work that way. It has got to be a Soulflare or Phantom wallet address. Okay. Now, I was sat there thinking, oh dear, you know, what do I do about this? Well, I tried to log in. Obviously, there's nothing there because you can't log in with a exchange wallet. Okay. So I tried Phantom, nothing. Soulflare, nothing. Okay. Now, as it turns out, I had also tried my Exodus wallet. Now, Exodus is one of those wallets where you get your own keys, you know, it's a cold wallet. It turns out that I had actually registered at some point my Exodus wallet, because as you guys know, you could edit it, put in your own wallet and save it. But what had happened, unbeknown to me, it had actually been uploaded, the data had been uploaded Streamflow with my Exodus wallet data, not my Phantom or Soulflare or BitGet Exchange, which I'd tried all three. Now, this is where it gets interesting, guys. Now, I'm not advising you to do anything regarding this. This is information only. Please do note that. I don't want anyone screwing up, but I want you to understand so that you can see exactly what the issue is regarding some members and the challenges that Dalversal have got. Okay, so bear in mind that Streamflow on my account has now got my Exodus wallet attached to it. Now, you guys might think, hang on a minute, you can't log in with Exodus wallet because it's not on that front page. Well, Corporal Buddykins here found out that she could actually use Wallet Connect to connect up her Exodus wallet to gain access to that account. And lo and behold, I did it, and there's my airdrop waiting for me with my Exodus wallet address. So, guys, what does that mean? That means that I could tell from that data that my details were uploaded from Dalversal at some point when they had my Exodus wallet address, which was way before the BitGet Exchange was launched. Okay, so people were, you know, changing wallet addresses unbeknown that the data had already been uploaded. Now, the strange thing is, and this is what I'm trying to work with Dalversal in the back office with, like I said, there's no hidden agendas. I'm trying to resolve these issues with corporate with the tech team, and this is information that I'm sharing with you. And like I said, guys, don't do anything, don't act on it, anything. When a resolution comes, we can share it with you. Okay, it's clear to me that my wallet in Streamflow needs changing to my Phantom wallet. That's easy, that's not a problem. Okay, but there is no vesting contract details in there. So that appears to me as though what happened, Dalversal uploaded all members' data with the wallets at that time, no matter when that time was, okay? And then at a more recent date, they're uploading the vesting monthly details. Why do I think that? Because of exactly what Jonah said in that recent announcement, where he announced that only 45% of the data was uploaded regarding the vesting schedule. Okay, now that runs in exactly with what I found as soon as I got access to my wallet. Now, at this point, guys, bear in mind that I'm an open-minded person. I've got two options. I could sit there and scream blue murder because things are going wrong and not going in my favor. Because let's face it, I could now cash in that airdrop and spend it. But I'm not going to do that. Do you know why? Exodus is a completely different platform that has nothing to do with Dalversal, but they don't support the new coin, the new DAO-T. The DAO-T was put on the, now then, what do they call it? It was the Token 2022 program. How do I know that? I went to Twitter yesterday and I contacted Exodus Direct, spoke to one of their tech team, told them what the issue was, and I asked them, can you check for me, does DAO-T work with your network, with your wallet? They got back to me within 10 minutes and said, we've just tried to add it as a custom token and it won't work. Okay. So there's an answer for you, all you guys that was asking me, will it work with Exodus? No, no. Now, who do I blame for that? Nobody. That's nobody's fault, guys. This is technology. This is Web3. We're ahead of ourselves, guys, and we have to slow down, okay? We have to understand that we're ahead of ourselves. We're pioneers. Have we forgotten that? I haven't. But what can I do to rectify this situation? Well, it's easy, guys. I don't want to lose my airdrop, obviously, because every penny counts, okay? So I don't touch that airdrop. I know where it is. It's safe. Regarding the vesting contract, that doesn't matter because Jonah's already said they're working on that now. So shelve that in the back of my mind. That's being worked on, okay? The next thing that I can do as a member of the Dalversal ecosystem, and don't forget, guys, we're all members. We're the community members. We're supposed to be helping the system. This is community driven, don't forget. So what I'm going to do now is contact one of the team. Could be David, could be Mohammed, could be Ash, anybody. And I'm going to give them that information that Exodus gave to me. Because, guys, this is helpful for them as well. Okay. Now, we can do this to help this process working forward. Or, like I said, we can sit back like most of the people on the groups and scream blue murder because we're not getting our withdrawals. Now, guys, you know, which would you think would be the better option? It's a no-brainer to me, okay? Now, this is why the Bureau HQ are hosting a call tonight, because we just want to get you guys in that frame of mind where this will get sorted out, okay? You've got a team of dedicated members here, and I have no doubt whatsoever that you guys turning up tonight want a solution to this problem, okay? Stay plugged in. Okay, stay plugged in because we're on the ball. And this is nothing to do with inside information. This is to do with us using our logic because we're not getting pulled into that negative atmosphere that is rife on those groups. It's crazy. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to contact Dalversal, let them know exactly what I found out about that, and then we can start to look at a solution. Okay. Now, like I said, guys, no miracle workers. I can't wave a magic wand, but that information is valuable. These are the sort of things that we work as a community. We give the company, the corporate, something to help them, not something to hinder them. Okay. Right, guys. I'll get off my pedestal now. I just think it's important that we help and not hinder. And like I say, guys, some of the posts that I've seen, aimed at corporate, I don't know, it screws me up, mate. It's horrendous. Okay, moving on. I'm going to go on to the new staking model now, and I'm going to show you a video of exactly what all of us in the Bureau HQ have all had our little, bits to create what we've got here that makes it all the more understandable about this new staking model. When everybody's thinking, oh my God, we're not going to get anything out of this. Watch this, guys. Let me just share my screen. We need to get it on a video file. I'll just have to get Sarah to confirm that we can see this.
Yeah, you could see it. It's up and running, Kev. Yep.
Okay, good evening, everyone. General Kev here from the Bureau HQ. Just dropping in to give you more of a demo rather than a tutorial this evening. And what we want to address is the recent announcement from Jonah Glasgow of Dalversal, giving us notice of the changes within the platform at Dalversal. So let me change my screen so that I can share with you the announcement that was made. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, guys, I'm going to go through this and we're going to give you a demonstration of a spreadsheet that makes things a little bit more clearer of what Jonah's saying here. So let's start from the beginning. To all Dalversal community members, we have noticed some confusion regarding the recent changes to the staking rewards mechanism. Here are answers to some common questions. So, number one, why have my staking rewards changed? As we mentioned multiple times, we are introducing a new staking model to ensure the sustainability of the project. The model is part of our latest platform updates. Under the new mechanism, you will purchase land with the tokens, and the tokens will be deposited to receive land rewards. When the land is completed, you will receive your initial deposit back. Okay, so the example that Jonah's given here is based on 100 DAO-T. Now, this is the first step that I want to make clear to you guys. We're purchasing land in DAO-T tokens now, not DU or RC or anything like that. DAO-T tokens, okay? So the first example is purchase stone land for 100 DAO-T, just to keep things simple. So you'll receive 30 DAO-T over the staking period, or 0.0821978 DAO-T per day until you have collected 30 DAO-T and the land is completed. So let's go through that really carefully. You will receive 30 DAO-T over the staking period. Okay. Now, the staking period is 365 days. It's a year. Okay. So if you purchase stone land for 100 DAO-T, you receive an additional 30 DAO-T on top of that over that 365 days. Okay. Until you've collected the 30 DAO-T and the land is completed. Upon completion, so don't forget that's the 365 days has gone, you will then receive your initial 100 DAO-T back totaling 130 DAU-T over the complete staking period. Okay, so the 30 DAU-T is the 30% APR that's mentioned down here. Look, what other changes have been made? Community members will now receive 30% APR on all land staking. So that's where your 30 comes from. It's 30% of your staked amount in DAU-T, which is equivalent to 30 DAU-T. So the 30%, okay, the 30 is given to you over that staking period of 365 days. The 100 DAU-T, which is the original initial staking amount, will come back to you as 100 DAU-T at the end of that staking period. But don't forget, your 30 DAU-T is distributed equally across those 365 days as a percentage of DAU-T, which is, the example is here, 0.082191178 DAU-T per day. Now, this is why we've done a spreadsheet, guys, to make this a little bit more simple for you to understand. So don't worry too much about this, because this is where a lot of people have got a hang up, because obviously that looks a very low percentage of what, you know, we're used to. But don't worry about that. I'll show you our demonstration in a while. So number 2, what other changes have been made? We've read that one, 30% on APR on all land. Generative rewards have been removed. Market rewards have been removed. Land restrictions have been removed. So there's no limit to the amount of land you can own. Okay. So that's good to know. TFA is currently paused. Now, I've been reading the groups, guys, and everybody's up in arms because, yeah, I understand it. I see that people are panicking. I see that, you know, that they're worried that it's going down the same route. I understand where that worry's coming from, but let's take it at face value of what Jonas said here. The TFA is currently paused as it does not align with our current staking model, but we are exploring other solutions. Now, briefly, I'll go over my opinion regarding this. This is no news to me. You simply cannot give a daily reward for TFA purposes that was based on the old mechanism when the new mechanism isn't even working properly yet. So to me, logically, it makes complete sense that it's still paused. Okay, so let's, you know, keep that one in the wings at the moment, guys, because I don't see a major problem with it. Many people do, but time will tell. Okay, number 3, what about my old land? We are currently addressing some errors from our last development update. So there you go, guys. Jonas told us direct, last development update, there's some errors. And they simply cannot introduce the TFA under the new mechanism if there's errors from the last update. It stands to reason, guys. Generative rewards and market rewards should still be active for the old land. Okay, so we've got to look at that and wait for that to happen. However, the APR will now follow the new staking model, producing only 30% for each land. Okay, this is what we're going to go through in a moment. If you have already exceeded the 30% APR on any of your old land plots, your land will be completed and you must purchase new land using DAU-T tokens, not RC or DU. Okay, so that's why a lot of people are seeing successful written across their land, and I'll show you that in a moment. We appreciate your patience and understanding as we work to improve our platform. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to our support team. Thank you, the Dalversal team. Okay, so coming back into the studio briefly. So there's an overview of what the announcement was about. And, you know, guys, let's read it and let's take it as what it says. There's a lot of speculation with no foundation whatsoever into what people are saying in the groups. I understand their fears. I understand their worries and so forth. But we had a meeting, the Bureau HQ had a meeting, and we said, look, we're taking this as what is announced. Okay, these guys haven't gone anywhere. They've not shut the doors. They've clearly said that things are on pause. They've given the reason why, and you know, we're trying to keep the groups rolling, you know, and the best thing we can do is work with the things that we've got.
okay? Work with the announcements, you know, pick it apart and see exactly what's been said to us in order to move forward as things develop, okay? So the next thing I want to show you is, let me show you the back office. Let me show you and let you see what's happening in land. Hopefully you should be able to see that now, yeah? Okay, so what's different? What's changed in the version 2 of our land now? Well, if you click on land up here, if you're going to investigate, if you're going to have a look and see for yourself what's changed, should you want to purchase land, if you want to stake some land, well, there you go, guys. The price varies between 10 and 100 Dow T now. Now, if you look at the current price of Dow T, you're looking at just over $1. So in actual fact, it's not that much more expensive with current Dow T prices at the moment. If Dow T was the equivalent of $1 on the exchange on BitGet, you're looking at the same price, guys. But imagine what that would be if the Dow T was $2, for instance. 100 Dow T would actually cost you 200 USDT. Okay, so we've got some bonuses here, guys, when you look at it from that perspective. If you're looking at progressing through the platform, looking at how Dowversal are altering it, working with them, looking at staking some land, I got to say it, guys, I'm looking at staking some as soon as I've got the opportunity to do something, because of the very low price of Dow T at the moment. Because the way I see it is, when people are wanting Dow T for staking, that will create a demand for it, which will lift the value, which is good if you want to withdraw it and, swap it for USDT. But if you're looking at staking to improve things, yeah, be careful, guys. Just work out what side of the, price bracket you want it. If you want it for land, you need it as low as possible, obviously. So let's click on subscribe. Obviously, I've got no Dow T in either my deposit or my rewards account at the moment. So, I'm working on that at the moment. I've got some Dow T on BitGet Exchange. I've got enough to send over. I'm taking things steady at the moment, guys, because I've got a couple of issues in my back office that I want Jonah to work with, or the tech team to help me out with. Once that's done and I can open the doors to Streamflow, etc., I'll be able to, show you guys how I deposit Dow T on my back office and progress in purchasing a land plot. And obviously, same as usual, guys, this isn't financial advice. I'm just going and demonstrating what I'm doing in my back office, okay? Looking at the tools that we're being given in Dowversal and seeing if it's something that we want to proceed with, okay? So let me come back into, where am I? There we go, okay. So that shows you the back office and how things have changed regarding buying land plots, staking your land plots, okay? So what we need to do is get our heads around this new staking mechanism. Let's start at the beginning, guys. Everybody likes things simple, okay? Now, the previous way that we were staking was extremely simple. Okay, when we knew we were getting 0.6% or something in DU, which we all knew was a fix to the dollar. So whatever DU was, we knew how many dollars or cents we were getting. Things have changed, guys, because the Dow T is now on a public exchange. It has value that will increase and decrease. I'm not one that says, oh, yeah, it's going to increase, go on, buy. I don't do that. I say it as it is, guys. The markets can be volatile. They can, decrease in value as well as increase. And this is the main reason why the Bureau members got together yesterday and we said, right, what's the best way forward with this? What do you think we should do? Education is key. If we don't know what tools we're being given and we don't know how to use those tools, that will create exactly what's happening in the groups now. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, and they're not going to move forward, guys. They're wanting the Dow T to rise in value, so they get the value. Dow T will only get raised in value if the community are behind it. If the community don't understand how to raise that value of the Dow T, we can't simply sit here screaming and shouting that we want it to increase in value if we don't understand how to raise that value. So this is the purpose of what we're going to do today, guys. Okay. So what I'll do now is I'll share that spreadsheet. Okay. Now, I've got to thank Sergeant Major Meng for this, because he got us on the ball with the ability to add a live Dow T price in this spreadsheet. So what you're looking at now is $1.36 is the live price at the time of opening this spreadsheet. Okay, so you've got to have an internet connection, a live internet connection, for this to give accurate details for what I'm going to show you now. Okay, all the yellow squares are squares that can be edited and altered for us to have a look and say, well, okay, what if it went down in value? What if it raised in value? How does that affect my staking abilities? Okay, so what I've titled this spreadsheet is the Dow T Staking Simplified. Okay, so let's just run through the basic disclaimer here. General information is for general purposes only. No guarantees on accuracy or completeness. Okay, this is not financial advice. This is not financial investment or trading advice. Consult a financial advisor. Cryptocurrency trading is risky and volatile. Consider your financial situation very carefully. We are not liable for any errors or damages from using this spreadsheet. External links we do not control or endorse link sites. And professional advice, always seek professional financial advice. Okay, so that covers that. At the end of the day, guys, like I've always said, this is for educational purposes. Dowversal can create the tools. We help you understand on how you use them tools to get the best education possible to understand what's on the table. Okay, so what I've done, I've took Sergeant Major Meng's excellent help and put it into a spreadsheet that we've manipulated into helping us understand what the staking mechanism is. So let's run through a few things. So the main token we've got here is the Dow T, like we know. Okay, the live Dow T price is currently 136. So this cell displays a live up-to-date price of the Dow T token. Okay, so that's understandable. This one here, your staked amount. Now this cell can be changed to whatever staking amount you choose. So I've set this one at 100 for the simple reason that's what Jonah has given us the example on here. You purchase your Stoneland for 100 Dow T and you'll receive 30 because that's your 30% APR. Okay, so I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible. So there's your 100 staked amount. And like I say, that can be changed. And I'll show you the example in a few minutes. Okay, so your daily Dow T reward is 0.0821917.8. Now, these are the figures that Jonah has worked out here. And the way to do this is your 30%, just bear with me, guys. Okay, your 30% of your staked amount is your staked amount times 130% offers you 30 Dow T, that's right, and 30 Dow T divided by 365 comes out at 0.08 blah 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 every day for 365 days. Okay, so this figure here is the increase. That's your increase. That's your 30% divided by 365 days. So you'll get that value in Dow T tokens every day. you receive this amount daily in DAO-T tokens for 365 days. This figure does not fluctuate. Okay, so this is the figure that's fixed daily. Try and get that into your head, guys, because normally this is where we're looking for dollars or cents. Okay, so don't forget, guys, you've put 100 DAO-T on. You're looking at how many DAO-T tokens do I get daily, or percentage of DAO-T. Okay, so that's the figure that you will get based on your $100 stake. Now, what I'm going to do here is show you how this alters when you change the staked amount. So look at that figure, it's 0.082. Let's change that to 10. There, did you see that? The decimal figure, the decimal point has changed. So that calculates your daily DAO-T reward. Okay, so let's change that back. Okay, so from there we can then go across and say, okay, then we get that amount of a DAO-T in a reward. So how much is that worth? Now, don't forget, guys, it's only worth the value of that percentage of a DAO-T on the day that the live DAO-T price is valid. So $1.36 would be 11 cents, okay, for that amount of a DAO-T token. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't want to cash that in because the DAO-T price is extremely low, okay. So if you got a value of, let's say you put the 100 stake on 2 days ago, today you go to it. I don't know how long it takes to generate. So like I say, guys, this is brand new information and there's things that we don't know fully yet. But let's just say this is your first daily reward that you receive. It's 11 cents, or the value, the reward value of that DAO-T reward is 11 cents based on the live DAO-T price. Now, clearly, I wouldn't want to do anything with that, so I would keep collecting my DAO-T rewards. Okay. At the moment, 11 cents every day sounds minimal, very minimal, but it's based on the DAO-T price. So let's have a quick recap. How can we raise the price of DAO-T? Well, like Jonah said, guys, it's about the community now. This is about the community and their interaction with the platform. Are they creating a demand for DAO-T? Well, clearly the demand is going to increase if people are staking DAO-T in order to get in on this offer, in on this staking reward offer. Now, I haven't gone through it all yet, but I've got something that might make you see things in a different light. That's all I'm going to say, because it certainly did me, okay? And that's not me giving financial advice. This is me just saying, open your eyes. Let's have a look and see what's happening. Don't forget the price can go up. It can also go down. We're not ignoring the fact, we're just looking at the possibilities. A lot can happen in 365 days, not only positive, but negative as well. But let's face it, guys, if we help the community, if the community see the, opportunities that are available on the table here, this could be phenomenal. So let's carry on and let's have a look. What if our daily reward of that, what would it be valued at if our DAO-T price was, say, $5? Or $2, let's say $2. Well, this is where this area here comes in. Okay, so let's look at the accumulated days, let's say 1 day, but let's do a prediction. Okay, so this is for potential predicted returns, DAO-T daily price. So as you can see, this is set for $1. This cell can be changed to any amount as a predicted DAO-T price. Okay, so it'll give us an idea of what it would be worth if it was $1. It would be 8 cents. So don't forget, it's $1.36. That's why it's 11 cents. So we've used the formula to create this. So let's have a look. What would it be worth at $2? If the Dow T live price went up to $2, your daily reward value then would be 16 cents, not 11. Okay. So hang on a minute. So if you was to accumulate those Dow T rewards, this is what I've been looking at. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. Just because on day one, that could have been 11 cents. If the Dow T does, rise, it doesn't mean that first day stays at 11 cents if you don't cash it in. If you accumulate those daily Dow T rewards, all those Dow T rewards will then be valued at the same amount as the live daily price. So let's say, for instance, we went a whole 7 days a week. Okay, that's where this one comes in. Put 7 days in, at which point, let's predict that the Dow T goes up to $2. All of a sudden, your daily reward value for those 7 days accumulated Dow T rewards is now valued at $1.15, not 77 cents, which it would be if it was still at 11 cents. If you were getting the daily reward value put aside, it would only be worth 77 cents. But we're not, guys. We're getting the rewards in Dow T. Okay, that amount of Dow T every day. So if we accumulate that for 7 days and all of a sudden the price inflates to that, we're looking at a far better overall reward value for those 7 days. It makes complete sense to me. So let's just recap over this. This cell can be checked.
Right, Leon's just gone to host. Hang on a minute. Hey there, Leon.
Sorry, brother. Just reset host just now because somebody came in and put in all kind of stuff in the stuff.
Okay, mate. Sorry
Okay,
about
one
this.
second. 1 second. I'll set you co-host. 1 second.
Okay, we just need a co-host sorting out. Just bear with us, guys. We'll just be a couple of minutes while Coach sorts this out.
Send you back a toast, sorry. Take it back.
Okay, I just had a look, Coach. I can't set anybody as co-host yet. Okay, let me go back to the video, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just bear with us. Sorry about this, guys. Share. Okay, we need to be back where we were. Where are we? Somewhere around here, weren't we?
Yeah. We've got to understand how it works. If we don't understand how it works, guys, we're not going to get anywhere, are we? Okay. So let's put this all back to how it was so that we can move forward. So all that on 1 and 1. So that's 8 cents a day on a 100 staked amount at $1. But we're currently getting 11 cents on today's value. Okay. So what else have I got to tell you? Hopefully you've got that. Okay. If not, go through the video again. Okay. I think I've covered everything reasonably well. The daily reward value, rather than cashing in every daily Dow T reward, they can be accumulated, and this cell shows predicted values with any given Dow T value and number of days from previous cells, like I just demonstrated, guys. So, you could also tell yourself, right, okay, I'm going to accumulate for 30 days. So I put 30 days in there. Okay. At the end of that 30 days, if the value of that is going up to, say, $3.50, yeah, you're looking at $8.63. Okay. If that stays at $1.36, that gives you your value $3.35. Okay, so this is a great little, calculator, if you like, to show how these values can increase and decrease at any given time. Okay, that's back to normal. So what's this last area here that I've done? Okay, this covers the end value. Okay. Now, this is the bee's knees, in my opinion. I'll show you why. Don't get me wrong, guys. I cover all angles. The price of Dow T can go down as well as up. We all know that. We're in the crypto space. Anybody that demands it should go up and demands Dowversal have got to make it go up. I'm sorry, guys, they're deluded. We're in the crypto land, guys. We're decentralized. It's whether we make that token value or not. And that's the way I see this. We can do this with the tools that they've got. I'm just waiting for my space to open. I've got products, if you like. I've got engagement products that are going to make my space worth doing. Now, when they open my space in the future, there will be opportunities to purchase things with Dow T, which will rise the value of Dow T. We've got to look at the bigger picture here, guys. While people are screaming about withdrawals and TFAs, don't forget you need that Dow T to be valued. If you're not going to help to value the Dow T, we're all in shit street, you know? You've got to look at the bigger picture, guys, and there's plenty of us that are willing to look at this, unravel the confusion, and take this to the next level. We all win. Don't forget, the Dow T value is what determines every single member winning. It's got nothing to do with the big leaders at the top anymore, because if they make the value rise, we win anyway, because the value of Dow T increases. And let's not forget, we've got the monthly vesting amounts that are releasing, that we may be able to use this and gain more rewards in the future. So what we're going to do is look at this last section here. I've highlighted this bit. It says initial staked amount to be returned at the end of the 365-day staking period. Now, don't forget, guys, what I said was, if you stake 100 Dow T on the 1st of July, for instance, 365 days later, you will get that 100 Dow T back. But you'll get it at the price of what Dow T is at the time. Okay, so what I've done here in the yellow box is, a very bad scenario, and it's only $1. Well, that dollar would mean you would get $100 back. Okay, so if you bought those 100 Dow T tokens for $100, you get exactly the same thing back. But don't forget, you've already had your 30% Dow T over the course of 365 days. But this is the bit that really made me, look at this more in depth, because a lot can happen in 365 days. And don't forget, guys, we're at the bottom of what we predict is going to be the beginning of the bull market, which is going to increase many, many areas of the crypto world, not just Dowversal. So let's face facts here. Let's look at what would happen, okay, if we set let's be conservative, let's be fair, let's just say Dow T might get to $10, okay? So let's just rub that out and put $10 in here. So what would you receive back after 365 days when you staked 100 Dow T, if the Dow T final price is $10, sorry, $1,000 in value? That's what you would receive back, because each Dow T, each individual Dow T would be worth $10. Okay, so 100, clearly 100 times 10 is worth $1,000. Now, that's when I started looking and thinking, hang on a minute, do our community members understand what this is and how this works, I can't remember the highest point of what Doughty made. I think it was $7 or $8, somewhere around there. So $10 within 365 days, in my opinion, not financial advice, but in my opinion, is doable. That's a year, guys. I mean, let's go crazy and let's see what it would be if it was like $35. That's $3,500 on your 100 Doughty staked amount. Now, this is where you start looking and saying, well, hang on a minute, because don't forget, you would still get your 30%, your 30 Doughty spread over the 365 days. So you're getting a small reward every day. You can work this however you like, because you don't have to cash it in for that measly amount of 11 cents when the Doughty price is so low. Okay. So this is all about education. This is all about using the tools that we've got in the decentralized manner. We are now powerhouses. We are now in control of our own destiny with the ability to make bigger decisions and say, okay, then, so I'll collect all my Doughty rewards, and then I will decide what price I will purchase land, or what price I will send to BitGet and swap into USDT. Okay? Having the ability to control your money or the value of your Doughty tokens is phenomenal. We're in different waters here, guys. We're in a completely different platform. If we don't understand how to use it, this is what's creating the uncertainty and fear and anger, because it's all foreign to people. I'm hoping that what I've done here today, guys, has just given everybody a little bit more of an insight into how this works, okay? Let me come back into the studio. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay, now that I've had the time, because I've been extremely busy in real life with things that's going on back here at the hotel, now that I've had time to sit down and unravel what Jonah said in that announcement, I can clearly say that I'm happy with what's happening. I got to say, I understand everybody's point of view. I understand that people are missing their rewards. I understand people are annoyed because it's taking too long. But when you understand what the challenges that they've got to achieve and the hurdles that they've got to cross, I've got to admit it, guys, this is a huge challenge for them to achieve. I know people are fed up with saying, oh, you've said wait for long enough. You've said be patient. Every time we say something, be patient. Well, I've got to be honest, guys. Jonah's announcement, once we've read through it carefully, I fully understand it. And I'm prepared to do stuff like this, a basic demo. That's what I would, describe it as, more of a demo than a tutorial of how we can unravel what we've got as we move forward. Of course, there's going to be more of these. Of course we are. As soon as we get more information, we can move forward to the next step. Okay. Now, I'm going to send this off to the Bureau members. We're going to go through it bit by bit. We're going to ensure that we're happy with what we've done here, and then we'll send it public to you guys. Okay. Don't worry, guys. We're on your case. We're helping you here. All right. We're in the same position as you because we are you. We're the community members as well. Okay. Hang in there, guys. We're on the ball. Okay, guys. Hopefully I'm unmuted. I think you should be able to hear me there. Before I go forward, guys, I do apologise about the disruption in the chat box there. Hopefully that'll be the end of that. What more can I say? This is what the Bureau HQ are all about. Okay, if you don't understand anything, that's perfectly okay.
This is what we're here for. We're here to help people to understand. Like I said at the beginning of this call, we're not miracle workers. We can't pull rabbits out of top hats. We can't activate your withdrawals. But what we can do is unravel this conundrum of the blockchain industry in order to help members understand and, give you the empowerment to make further decisions. So without further ado, we've got Coach Leon and Deborah. I've asked to unmute. Are you there, Leon? What did you think to that, sir? You're still muted, my friend. Oh, I've got you on the wrong. There we go. Right, try now, mate.
Hi.
I
Yeah,
was
so
unmuting the wrong account. You've got two
no
accounts.
problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody tried to do some craziness in there. I had to eject them. So that's what I tried to do for a minute. Yeah, what Kevin is explaining there is information that's valid. We got a lot of information coming at us. Some of the information that we're receiving right now is the system is Diversal is decentralized. I mean that before, like last year or so, is mostly everything they're doing was in-house, was their project, they control everything. Now being integrated with other platforms, the exchange, with all these different wallets and Streamflow and all this stuff, they have to, like, it's some of these situations like putting a circle in a square space. So we have to integrate them together, and it's harder to try to integrate systems than building new systems. So Streamflow is a different project. The one that Kevin Coins is on, that's a different project. And Diversal is using a lot of the cutting edge technology. So like the token is a new formula for in terms of Solana platform. It's a new token. And a lot of other companies does not have it. So that create a problem right there. But they get out the problem when it's launching the coin. They couldn't launch the coin because they didn't have the software to do it. Same thing with other platforms that have the same challenge. So, but since we're the front of everything, it's all going to work itself out. All we have to do is be a little patient, and it's going to work the way out. Because the guys are doing everything in the background for them to make it work. They're doing it inside out. In case the Kevin information is on point in terms of the tokens, the deposit is working. I deposit coins on the platform myself. That's working. The rewards are working. It right now is going into the wrong account. If your reward is going into the deposit account, but these things are going to be switched around. So everything up to par where we need everything to be. So they're working on all these different things. So everything is going on. It's working. Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Okay, it's teething problems. Teething problems will happen with anything like this. And like I said at the beginning of this call, we are, each and every one of us is a pioneer in the blockchain, era. I've seen many posts saying, oh, well, this platform works fine, that platform works fine. We're not interested in any other platforms, guys. This is our platform. We're looking at developing our metaverse. We want to work with Diversal and take ownership of our eco space. That's what Diversal are offering us. Okay. Now, if we get empowered by being a part of the community and creating this for ourselves, how do you think we'll feel in a year's time, in 2 years' time? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Sergeant Deborah, and Sergeant Deborah can take the call from MD Faradin. Go ahead, Deborah.
All right. Just to take note, regarding what Coach Leon has just shared, I also did stake on a new DAO land using a DAO deposit, and I did bring it to their attention. Support is currently working on it because I sent the query on the rewards being distributed on the deposit account instead of the rewards account. Okay, so The rewards are pulling through, but it's sitting on the deposit account instead of the rewards account. So that update, I'm waiting for it tomorrow. They said it should be resolved by tomorrow, which is the Monday. So Coach Leon and myself, we're experiencing the same issue.
Awesome. But as you guys can see, Deborah and Leon are on the case. You know, they're working with corporate, you know, to resolve that problem. They wouldn't know that problem exists if it wasn't for guys like this that are working with them. Thank you very much. Deborah, do you want to take the next call if I ask them to unmute?
Yes, I will do so.
Okay. MD Faradin, I've asked you to unmute. Are you there? You've got your hand raised, MD Faradin. If you'd like to unmute, I've asked you to unmute. You need to unmute to be able to speak. If you don't unmute, unfortunately, we can't hear you. Okay.
I think that hand has been up for the entire
Yeah. I think it may have been a mistake anyway. Okay. Let's just go through a couple of chat things. Can we exchange the daily RC to Doughty? I do see that you've got answers on those, guys, so many thanks. What's Mario have to say? Excellent Zoom, guys. This is what our members need to understand. Very well explained. Thank you, leaders. Cheers, my friends. I'm happy. Mario, we're community members, you know, and like I say, we want to empower everybody. We don't claim to know everything. We don't have inside information, like I've said, but anything that we do work with and we feel as though it would be of benefit to members, this is what we do, guys. You know, we put our own time aside to help anybody and everybody that is willing to come to our calls and not cause disruption. Okay. So I think there was 2 people that I ended up having to remove from the room. I don't know what they tried to gain out of that, but it's sad. It really is. Trev, excellent. Thank you guys for helping us all to understand. Telstar and J-Lo listening in from Spain. Oh, J-Lo, Jenny, excellent. I'm pleased you're in the room. It's nice to, you know, see people from Discord as well coming over. Maria, getting on a CEX exchange is not that easy. You have to meet a lot of things. Of course, the smaller central exchanges can relax the process. Okay, yeah. Okay, Deborah, give us a bit of your perspective from where you live. I mean, we're in the UK at the moment, and the FCA are starting to clamp down a little bit with regulations here. Regarding Exodus, I did mention about the Exodus network, you know, the Exodus wallets earlier on. And I found out that what they're doing, we can send and receive and store cryptocurrencies in our wallets with Exodus, but we're not allowed to stake now. They've changed the rules until, you know, further notice. So have you got a similar thing in South Africa? I think we're all going through these problems as well. And let's face it, guys, we can't blame Dalversal for that, can we? Go ahead, Deb.
No, of course we can't. You know, the exchange platforms do work in certain scenarios of principles and their own rulings. So currently this side, we don't have any issues. With BitGet, we don't have any problems. Phantom, we don't. And then Solfair, we have no issues. So
okay, well, let's hope things, you know, carry on. But like I said, guys, we're in fresh waters. We've got to accept change. It's as simple as that, you know. And the mindset, it's all about mindset. Have we got the courage to step forward and take these challenges on? Well, this is one of the things that I can be proud of, working with the members of the Bureau HQ. We've got a team here that are extremely courageous, and this is why we do what we do. Okay. The chat is rolling up, so let's see what's being said here. Maria's put, even though my head is burning, I can see more clearly. Thanks a million. Maria, thanks for your reply, love. But don't forget, you know, I am going to upload this to the Bureau's YouTube channel as well. So if there's bits you feel as though you didn't quite get, you can always go back and watch it again, okay? So we will be putting that link in the groups. It'll probably be tomorrow because I've got to render the video and then upload it, okay? Oh, here's MD Faridun. What about our regular rewards we held in our account, which was got by buying packages in Dalversal? What about RC and DUs? Okay, Deborah, do you want to address that one?
All right. With our RCs and our DUs, so before we had land products, which were from stone up to electric. And for stone, we were receiving DU rewards, and then from bronze to electric, we were receiving RC. So when they did the programming on the maintenance, the current staked lands then changed to RC. So you will see a staked land on your land overview. You will see your staked lands as in all of them, but they will be reflecting as RC, not DU anymore. And then the one for the rewards, that's where we still now keep collecting until we are allowed to convert whatever amounts we have in DU to the DAO-T. So the feature to convert DU to DU to DAO-T, that is not open yet. It's not live as yet. But what members can do is keep collecting what they are receiving as in the distribution daily of RC and the DU, which is for the stone, and RC is from bronze to electric.
That's right. And let's not forget that the market rewards and generative rewards for that version 1 are not reflecting back in our back offices at the moment, but they should be. So again, that was in that recent announcement. Am I right, Deborah? That was in that recent announcement from Jonah on Monday.
Yes, yeah. So the generative on the older lands are still going to be distributed. So they're just paused at the moment until they rectify the glitches on the system, and then it will trace back to where it stopped. So that will still be distributed, but according to the model that we are in currently.
Okay, thanks for that, Deborah. Okay, Sergeant Major Meng has sent a message in. Sorry, guys, I wish I could come on video to say this, but my signal is weak. Now, he was hoping to join us this evening on the call, but he did message us about half an hour before we went live, saying that he was in a restricted area. He couldn't really get a signal. So here we go. I'll read it out. As a community, we've come this far and we won't just throw it all away. We will continue moving forward and educate ourselves on the new implementation of land and rewards. We acknowledge your feelings. They are valid and important. Instead of holding on to anger, let's find peace and clarity. Remember, we think more clearly when calm. Patience is key as Dalversal updates in phases. Stay informed and proactive to understand our path forward. Thanks to everyone that joined us today, and have a blessed day. Thanks, Meng, for sharing that with us. It's important that, you know, we all have our say. Trevor's put, your Discord channel is brilliant and a great place. Yeah, Trev, I've got to admit it's been rather quiet recently because we've been waiting for these updates. But any member on Discord, please do, you know, chat away amongst yourselves. I'm always in there, you know, overlooking everything that's happening. And if anybody needs any assistance, I'm not far away, okay? Linda Paxton, God bless you all for your heart and your time. I will look for the replay tomorrow on YouTube. I really have to digest much of this. Absolutely, guys. And like I said, you know, that's what it's about. It's about digesting it. And we all digest at different rates. You know, some people get it, you know, the penny drops and that's it. They fly. You know, we're not going to leave anybody behind. We said this, you know, many, many times. as the platform progresses, there will be more and more tutorials. My hands are tied at the moment, guys. I can't do the video tutorials like I want to. You know, my Deborah will admit, you know, I've been saying this for weeks now. I can't wait to get some tutorials made, because this is how people can take their time and digest it in at their own pace, you know. So watch this space, they will be coming. Robert Peltzer. It's always a pleasure when Robert's in the house, because I always get good feedback from Robert, and I enjoy it that Robert's gaining good value from these calls. Excellent call, thanks for that, well explained. However, I think we need a lot of effort to train and convince the TFA users to these new tokenomics going live in Dalversal. It's all about to be prepared to understand Web3. 100% agree with you there, Robert. And this is what it's all about. Don't forget, guys, this is the first call since this explosion into Web3, okay? And that's the only way I can describe it. It has been a complete upturn and upscale of the whole platform. And many people are suffering. We understand that, yeah? But this is why we've, you know, pulled this meeting this evening. What else have we got? Nosisa, thanks General Kevin, General Deborah for the explanation. It's getting a bit clearer now. Good. Ravisa, thank you General Kevin team for the valuable information shared on this call. Excellent. Okay, MD, one more question is, earlier we had subscribed to DAO token and buy our DUs and RCs, but due to lack of information, we cannot submit our Solana receiving address in our ID. What about this, and why the corporate unable us a support system to lead our doubts and requirements and needs? And here is only one side, no information is not available. Okay, guys, this is what we're trying to address today, okay? We are not Dalversal, please understand that. But what we can do is we've got a communication line, if you like, yeah, and that is because we are doing what we're doing, okay? We're not raising the roof, we're not arguing, we're not causing mayhem, we're keeping the peace, we're keeping everything tranquil. And if there's a question to be asked, we'll post one post to the relative body that needs to be asked, and that's it. Posting numerous posts will not get us anywhere. Okay, so we've got to be patient. I know guys are, you know, fed up of hearing it, but be patient. You've got us to try and help this process. Okay, regarding the Solana address in the back office, this is what I was talking about regarding the vesting schedule. Okay, clearly this is work in progress. Clearly, I've got to communicate with Dalversal tomorrow about what I found with Exodus. I've been in contact with Exodus technical support team. We've found out the issue there. Now, I would like information back from Dalversal about what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. But I can predict that that won't be immediate, because the immediate thing is to get that basic staking model in process. Because think about it, guys, this is a step-by-step process. One job has to be done, completed, and working perfectly before you can move on. Okay, think about building a house. Okay, if you rush the foundations and just throw it together before, you know, and then you go put the roof on this house, it may blow down. If you get a big strong wind, it may blow down. You've got to build a house strong and sturdy. And this is what these guys are looking to doing, guys. They've got to build a good foundation. If they skip errors and turn a blind eye to things that could create problems in the future, we're going to have problems further down the lines, guys. So, like I say, let's cut them some slack and let's keep communicating as a community. This is where we want to start, and we want to continue with these calls. Okay, we've got Ian, aka Cheddarman, asked to unmute. There you go, Ian. Would you like to come on? I've asked you to unmute. There you go.
Hi, Kev.
Howdy,
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay. Appreciate your call, mate. Really do appreciate it. it's a shame that you don't have to do these calls. You know what I mean? But you do them anyway because you show a lot of passion.
Hmm.
It's a shame that because it's only 53 of us here, I can see. There's a
Very
huge
quiet,
community.
Ian. You're very quiet, mate.
Hello, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's 53 people on the call today,
Yeah.
but there's a
Mhm.
huge community out there.
Yeah.
I'm quite passionate as well, and sometimes what I say on the threads runs away with me, sort of thing. I'm not there to fight or argue or anything like that. I've just got some strong points to put across.
Yeah.
When they done that announcement a week ago, or whenever it was, Friday it was, the other Friday, big announcement, big things happening. So we're like, oh, what's going on here? And it happened. And then come Monday or whatever, huge changes. No one could understand what's going on. All right, we got the bonus bounty as well, which was nice, sort of thing, because what we were supposed to get, it didn't work out. So he's done that to kind of soften the blow, which was nice. But then the whole group is kicking off. And 7 days. And then I put something in capital letters. It weren't like a frustration or anything like that. But I said, yeah, I mean, we don't deserve this. Jonah, this is your platform. This is what you've created. You've created a Telegram group for everyone. You can't tell me that you don't pop on there every now and then. You have the powers to calm everything down. And then not long, a couple of minutes after that, he done that announcement. Now, if I didn't do that, would we have got an announcement? It was nice for him to kind of see what I did, but I just said, come on, man, do the right thing. Because what you're saying, if we need to work together and be on the same page, how can we be on the same page if they're not informative enough? It's
Okay.
only can possibly go the other way. You know what I mean? I work for a company and it needs to be on a need to know basis. Because if it isn't, it's like, well, what do we do? What's going on? What's happening? Everyone's in this kind of thing, and you can't blame them from where most of us has come from. And
Yeah.
we've
And
said
what?
it so many times, and they say, yeah, we know we need to be better with communication and stuff like that. But 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wonder everyone's going on. And I said, it's going to carry it on. It's an on-stopping train. There's only one person who can stop the train. I don't know how big the corporation is. I don't know how many people work there. Maybe they're seriously under pressure. I don't know. But it's such a sad thing, the way how it goes, because it doesn't need to be like an easy, simple message can calm things. When he did that, it calmed down, didn't it, for a day or two or whatever, isn't it? Very simple.
Okay.
It's not difficult.
Can I just point something out here, Ian? Because this is what I'm trying to get across to the community, and you've hit the nail on the head, Ian. You've done a sterling job there. This is exactly what the community need, and I'll tell you exactly what's happened here. You've kept it calm. You've asked a question, a very valid question, and like you said, you're just a community member that's got a concern, and you've put it into the group in a polite manner. Now, did you get the response, or did the member get the response that was calling Dalversal scammers and rug pullers? Do you see what I mean? Now, what I will say is, and this is only opinion, guys, and I'm not naming names, and I'm not going to, pull anybody down for any of this, but there's one thing that I've noticed. And this has been going on for quite some weeks. Jonah, Mohammed, and Ash have been doing everything to keep everybody happy. Okay. And there's been certain members, and like I said, I won't pull rank, I won't say who or where or anything like that, that have been quite demanding regarding they should know this and know that. And they've been trying to, give them the information, help them out. What I would like to know now is, where are they? Because what I will say is those people aren't around now. The people that were claiming that they were there for the community are not. Okay. Now, looking through the eyes of Jonah, for instance, I can understand why he went quiet. Because the thing is, he was trying to help the community by giving the information to these people that he thought was there to help the community that weren't helping the community. And like I said, guys, that's all I'm saying. It's what I've observed over the last few weeks. So this silence, in all due respect, has not been of surprise to me, because ultimately they've got fed up with, trying to please those that want to be informed of what's going on above and beyond everybody else. And I said from day one, this isn't about hierarchy anymore. This is about community and self-sovereignty. In the decentralized arena, self-sovereignty is key. Everybody should be empowered. There is no hierarchy. And this is the problem. When there's a hierarchy who want information above and beyond anybody else, this is where the problems start. Now, this is what was reflected in the silence, if you like. And like I said, guys, this is my opinion only. And I'm not naming, names or anything like that. So just be aware that, if that was the case, it's not going to be now, because ultimately we're here to serve the community. Now, the choice is up to you. You can join us. You can help with us, because I want to empower you guys. Ian doesn't need it. He's proved a point. Big kudos to Ian. Thank you, Ian, because what you've done that day, yesterday or whenever it was, I think I remember seeing your post, Ian. It got the result that the community wanted, not just Ian. So do you understand what I'm saying, Ian? You are a valuable member of the community, and all you needed to do was what we're trying to portray. Keep calm, post in the group the question. If you don't get a reply straight away, tag Jonah or Mohammed or Ash or somebody. Don't expect to reply straight away. These guys are extremely busy. But Ian is a key player. He knows how to do it. There's your example. Ian, thank you.
I mean, Kev, as well. I mean, like the TFA as well. Like, I understand that there needs to be changes. There's going to be changes. I understand that sort of thing. But like, we need to be prepared so we can kind of be just digest it. They probably knew that the TFA had to be postponed, but please do it 2 or 3 weeks or a month to make everyone aware the reason why. Don't just do it and everyone's like, why? Where's? I mean, it's crazy. If we all knew, then I mean, it wouldn't be the way how it is. And that's what I mean. They don't have the basic of business, of the business sort of thing. They don't have the basic business skills and stuff like that. If we're the backbone and the grounds of this thing to take it up, we need to be looked after a lot more, because if it starts getting messy now, it's going to be difficult for whatever what Jonah wants to do to make it take off. You've got to make sure we're okay, and then we can actually kind of start shouting out of the top of the rooftops about this project to bring people in, for people to trade and stuff like that. But you can't.
So that's the first step. Identify that we need to be looked after. The second step is get proactive in a peaceful way. Think of things that we can do to assist the problem. I mean, I've got to be honest, we've got Deborah, Leon and Meng on board. We've all, as the Bureau HQ, we've been, you'll probably know anyway, we've been active for months trying to disseminate information, stuff like that, yeah? And even we are frustrated with the situation. We can't make any changes, but does that stop us from doing what we're doing? No, we just do it anyway. Do you know what I mean? We've got to go forward and just do it.
But it's crazy, though. I mean, you guys are admins and that he's obviously kind of put some kind of faith or whatever. But like, it's the same old all the time. And it's like, I've already said that in a thing. It's not fair on you guys either. You guys need some support.
I've got to admit, I've got to admit, let's look at it from this perspective. I fully agree with what you're saying, but let's not forget that they're aiming for fully decentralized, community-driven Dalversal. So let's take this opportunity to use this to empower ourselves. I'm not saying that we can get all the information without their input. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
one bit. But what I'm saying is, okay, let's empower ourselves. Given the, inabilities of what we're identifying here, it might help us to grow ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So, Ian, welcome on board, mate. You're the first one to say, let's move this forward, Excellent community spirit, mate. That's all I can say.
Thanks. Thank you. I'll try.
You're trying very well, Ian. Deborah, do you want to add anything to that? I think Ian's a grand pioneer, don't you?
Yes. He's a very active community member and is valuable too. I would say also thank you, Ian, for your input was valuable in a sense that it came at a time when it was needed. But what I could highlight, what you wrote there came from your heart, sincerely, in a professional manner. Now, when they deal with complaints, a complaint still has to be professional. A complaint does not have to be an attack, but you handled it in a very exemplary principle. And that is why Jonah answered. So what we're trying to instill on members that even if we have frustrations at times, even if we are a little bit discouraged sometimes, but when you are speaking to a CEO, obviously you can't speak like you are speaking to someone that you're seeing in a mall.
No.
They will answer if the info is relevant that you are inquiring of and the state of mindset. That is what we need in the ecosystem. And that is what we need to unify ourselves as a global community inside an ecosystem that is still under the construction. But you handled it very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Extremely well, Ian, and please don't think that we don't get frustrated, mate. I do, and Deborah's there to vouch for me here. I often get to the point where I switch a computer off and go hug a tree in the garden. It helps.
I bet.
All right,
Right.
Ian, I'm going to have to cut you off, mate, and let's go to Mario.
Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Excellent, buddy. Many thanks for your input. Okay, we've got Mario. Would you like to unmute, Mario? Welcome aboard, mate. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening.
Now then, brother.
Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are.
How are you doing?
Yeah, first of all, General Kev and Leon, everybody else that's here, Miss Deborah, very, very good work. Really appreciate what you guys did, opening up this communication. Communication is the key, and that's what Ian is saying. It's just simple communicating to the public that, hey, we got a spaghetti bowl on our hands. We need to take that spaghetti and make it, understandable to where it's going to be working. It's not easy to move over from one tech company to another. I've been in the rideshare industry, in the back office of rideshare. It is extremely difficult, and a lot of people don't understand it if they don't hear it from the leaders or the corporate team. Communication is what we had a major problem in Hyper and the other companies that we've stumbled across and had so many problems. I for the last 2 weeks now, I've been getting, phone calls and text messages from my teams. And as the leader myself too, I was a bit frustrated several times, and I fully understand Ian's predicament in that. And if any of the corporate team is listening, hear it that we just need to know what's going on. If the corporate team wants our full support from everybody, maybe a weekly or a bi-weekly update. Hey, this is going on. This is what we're doing. This is what happened this week, and we're correcting it. But we're going to correct this later on, and then we're going to make up for this. And if we know this, then we can take it back to our team, and say, instead of guessing, instead of making things up, we can actually say, look, this is what we heard. And if they make those kind of communications with the leadership and all of that, I think that we would all be a little bit more calmer. I always say, we got to communicate with everybody because there's so many different levels. We have senior citizens in here. We have young people of all makes and models that don't know even how to log into their account, much less log into their account and everything's gone and they don't know. So communication is important. Clean up the old communication. There's old communication on the website that needs to be thrown out of there, and it's just, I think it's up to you guys and us to communicate to corporate to let them know, hey, we love Dalversal. I love Dalversal. Ever since I spoke to Jonah that one day that I came in on a call, I've been, very impressed with him and the roadmap. Let us know. Let us just know what's going on. Your little spreadsheet there, I hope you can share it with at least the leaders. That would be very, very helpful because it really made a couple of people open their eyes. I could tell that was well explained. And Kevin, you did brilliant, man. Very good. And I appreciate you. I am Mario, the hyper driver. I am out here helping hundreds of people all the time. I don't do it for money. I do it out of love for my teams and everybody in the community. Keep up the great work. Leon, appreciate you, Miss Deborah, and everybody else. Okay, thank you very much. I don't have any questions. Everything was answered. All right, take care.
Absolutely, Mario. Thank you for joining us this evening, mate. And like I say, what you can take from us now, hopefully it'll help your guys over there too. And like I say, there's no hidden agendas and no inside information. This is, like you say, as long as we get the information from corporate, that is the key to success, good or bad. If we get the bad information, it doesn't matter. And like you said, we spread love throughout the community. If we get bad information from from corporate regarding the platform, what have I gone through tonight? I've shown you some, catastrophes with the vesting schedule. Okay, but that's not a complete nightmare if the community are involved in the recovery of replacing that, getting it right. We feel empowered if corporate are going to listen to us to put that right, But like I said before, we have to do it at their pace. As long as we're there, willing and ready with any sort of information that we can help with, then we all win, mate. We've been through hell and back for 2 or more years, going right back to Hyperfund even, to even be here with friends around us from back then shows the power of community. So all is not lost, my friends, we are a powerhouse of pioneers and we will see ourselves through this. Okay, I did see another hand up, I think, but it's gone now. So Mario, many thanks for that, buddy. I'll catch you later. You take care. Okay, Leon, I'm going to unmute both your accounts, mate, because I don't know which one you're on.
Okay, hey, buddy.
Have you got any last words before we call it a day? We're nearly 2 hours in, buddy.
Yeah, I like what Mario said just now. That's insightful in terms of that communication is the springboard of everything. You know what I mean? Because as you lose that lose that part of things, every time you say something, you lose credibility from the invite from the community. So if you could communicate what's going on, you're able to keep that. You know what I mean? It's not everything that you say is going to be taken away from it, because communication is like a bank account. When you deposit, you're creating a certain amount of credit, and then when something don't fall in line, you could take back some of the credit. But if you're not communicating, you're just taking away from that credit every time. When the bank becomes overdrawn, then it's hard to get people to hear if it's good or bad. You know what I mean? So you got to keep the bank account flowing by keeping the information going, adding credit. So when something go wrong, you can say something, and another charge you for every word that you've put out there, but they give you some credit for some of it. So that's important to understand. You know what I mean? And the thing that we like, a lot of stuff happened. Like Jonah in the platform said certain things about what's going to go on. Then he get to the technician team, and they find that cannot happen. You know what I mean? That's what happened in terms of going back to the RCDU, in terms of the V2 and V1 protocols. You know what I mean? It couldn't have been done the way you wanted to do, so you had to go back to that process. So things like that happens, you know what I mean? In terms of even the pre-sale of the Doughty, you know what I mean? That came out a little wrong too. You think for that with the airdrop to rectify that. So it's the integration process with other company, communication, things drop by the wayside sometimes. But the thing is, we're gonna make it, it's all gonna work, because we are successful and we're worthy of that success. So it's all gonna work its way out. That's what I got, Kev.
Okay, Leon, many thanks for that. Over to you, Sergeant Major Deborah. Have you got any last words before we call the meeting to an end?
Yes, I do. And it's just a sweet, sweet, sweet short sentence. Okay, we would like people to keep on the positive note, and then, look forward to more announcements that are going to unpack enlightenments even more. Because Jonah didn't just leave us in the dark with the last announcement. Obviously, they were working on something, and we can expect a much enlightening announcement on the new week, which we are very much looking forward to. And we can settle our emotions on a way forward as well, as in adapting on the system, adapting on what we are seeing, adapting on our structures. That will fall in place in no time. And thank you so much for everyone that attended. It was a very, very, warm and that type of educational session tonight. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, Deborah, many thanks for that. You've pretty much said everything I was thinking myself. And, what more can I say? Thank you, everybody that's joined us this evening. You've been absolutely wonderful audience. I mean, 2 hours in, and I hope that what you've gained by joining us this evening has helped you towards looking forward a little bit better, than what I'm hoping that coming to these videos and meetings is going to give you a better feeling than reading the dross that we're reading on the Telegram groups, because I've got to be honest, guys, I could do without that, to be fair. But I know that I've got to be there to assist you in the week, okay? And that's exactly where we're going to be. Anybody needs us, you know who we are, you know where we are. What I will say before we leave is be extremely careful about DM. People direct messaging you. There are cloners within Telegram. I do believe Sergeant Major Meng has got a cloned account now. Somebody has cloned his account and pretending to be him. This is happening more and more often because they are looking for vulnerable members, and they are taking advantage of the vulnerabilities of members and the desperation. So be extremely careful out there, guys. Don't answer to anybody in DM unless it's one of us. We will speak within the groups. If we need to DM you, we will talk to you in the group first before talking with you via DM. Okay. Grateful for the educational of today. Thanks, General Kev and his team. Absolutely. This isn't just me, guys. This is you. This is the Bureau HQ. It's each and every one member of the Bureau HQ. It's you as a community. This is what we're trying to do, guys. Lift you as a community so that you feel more empowered too. This is your platform as well as ours, okay? Right, I'm going to call it a night. We're 2 hours in. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more advancements in this coming week. Hopefully there'll be more to come. I'll have tutorials coming out my ears once these gates start opening. So I hope you're all prepared. Okay, guys? You take care. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting this evening. Have a great week next week. If you have any inquiries, meet us in Telegram or Discord. Until then, take care. Bless you all. See you later. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you, General Kev. Thank you so much. God bless.
God
Thanks,
bless,
Kev.
Deborah. Bye-bye.
Good
Bye,
doing
Leon.
recording.
Okay, guys.